Abu Dhabi Kartal opens with a win over Bucsa at WTA 500. British number 2 Sonay Kartal booked her place in the last 16 of the WTA 500 Mubadala Abu Dhabi Open with a 6-3, 7-6, 8. Win over Spain's Cristina Bucsa on Monday and will face Switzerland's top seed Belinda Bencic on Wednesday. I'm so honored to share the court with one of my closest friends, Zeynep. I admire her so much, and she's really making waves in many ways. And our friendship goes beyond tennis, and I'm so grateful for that. Alex Ila. Kartal started the season with a strong run in Auckland, reaching the quarterfinals, but met her match against Russia's Anna Kalinskaya in the first round of the Australian Open. Here, she has worked her way through qualify without dropping a set to either Ukraine's Yulia Starodubtseva or Alexandra Sasnovich from Belarus to reach the main draw. Bucsa might be ranked 4 places higher than Kartal, who sits at number 61 this week, but her stats this year lag behind the Brits, who has also got a couple of matches under her belt here in Abu Dhabi. Kartal led 5-2 in the second set before the Spaniard bounced back to force a tiebreak, in which the 24-year-old Brit eventually prevailed to take the match after an hour and 33 minutes. Her next opponent, Bencic, the world number 9, received a first-round bye and will open her campaign against Kartal on Wednesday. Large crowds flocked to Zayed Sports City for Day 2 of the Abu Dhabi Open, as fans enjoyed world-class tennis headlined by an emphatic victory from a crowd favorite, Alexandra Ila. Off the court, 2,897 students from 41 schools attended as part of the tournament's free entry initiative for children until Thursday. In the final match of the day in front of a packed-out stadium court, the first-round showdown between Ila and Zeynep Samez produced a contest between two trailblazing friends who are breaking new ground for their respective countries on tour. In the end, it was Ila from the Philippines who came through, 6-4, 6-3, in an hour and 29 minutes, improving her overall record against Turkey's Samez to 3-0. 2 weeks ago, Ila became the first Filipino to be ranked in the top 50, while Samez was the first Turkish woman to reach the third round of a major and brought immense fan energy to Melbourne Park, where Filipino and Turkish communities turned out in droves to support their heroines, and their matches were characterized by fervent cheers, chants, and flag-waving. Recently, I've been playing in front of so many big crowds, and I'm starting to find my groove a bit, Ila said. I really appreciate all the fans coming to watch me with their families, especially on weekdays. In Abu Dhabi, though, there was no meeting of rival fan bases, with the Filipino contingent dominating the heavily pro-Ila crowd. But after the 20-year-old had completed her win, she was quick to pay tribute to Samez. I'm so honored to share the court with one of my closest friends, Zeynep, Ila said. I admire her so much, and she's really making waves in many ways, and our friendship goes beyond tennis, and I'm so grateful for that. The pair went toe-to-toe in a fiercely competitive contest featuring high-octane exchanges that saw both seeking to impose their flat striking by taking the ball early and finding sharp angles to open up the court. They also shared attackable serves and an aggressive mindset on return, resulted in 10 service breaks out of 19 games in total. Ila's fast start to each set proved key, and having got herself off to quick leads in both, she was able to keep her nose in front as Samez chased valiantly, but never quite caught up. It's definitely something you have to get used to, Ila said about the experience of playing a friend. Maybe it's harder in the juniors, but as a professional you learn to disassociate. In the end, we both want the best for each other, but we know that when we're on court, we're going to do our best, both of us, to do what we can. Ila will next face Belarusian lucky loser Sasnovich, who outmaneuvered number 8 seed Paula Badosa 6-4-3 to 6-6-1, with an array of angles and lobs to improve to 2-1 overall against the Spaniard. Also in an evening encounter, number 7 seed Yelena Ostapenko from Latvia triumphed in the day's most dramatic tilt, saving 2 match points against Russian qualifier Oksana Selematova en route to 5-7-7-6 for 6-2 win after 2 hours and 43 minutes. It was a Latvian's first win from match point down since her 3-6-6 to 4-7-6-7 defeat of Denmark's Clara Tauson in the 2024 Lynn second round. Ostapenko led 5-2 in the first set, only to drop 8 straight games as Selematova began finding the corners with pinpoint counterpunches. From 0-3 down in the second, The Latvian gradually worked herself into match with disciplined hitting, saving one match point trailing 3-5 and another at 4-5. Once she had edged a tense tiebreak, the former Roland Garros champion was at her free-flowing best in the decider. "I gave my all on the court and am so happy with the win," she of her comeback win. "The UAE is one of my favorite countries to play in, and the atmosphere was amazing." Ostapenko will next face another qualifier in round 2, 19-year-old Sarah Bijlek, after the Czech dropped just 3 games in the 67-minute. 6-3, 6-0, rout of last year's runner-up Ashlyn Kruger, leaving the American flat-footed with a series of perfectly executed drop shots. One of the finest matches of the day was between Australia's Maya Joint and Janice Jen, with the Indonesian eventually triumphing 7-6-6, 3-6-6-3. "This is my first time in Abu Dhabi, and it's been so nice," Jen said after her win. "It means so much to me the support I received today from the fans." The Indonesian fans were chanting, "Let's go" in my language, which was amazing. Elsewhere, Swiss qualifier Simona Walter came from 2-4 down in the third set to defeat 2024 finalist Daria Kasatkina of Australia, 7-6-5, 3-6-6-4 in 2 hours and 44 minutes, to set up a meeting with third-seeded Tauson, who received a first-round bye. Also advancing was Ukraine's Diana Yastremska, who recovered from 0-2 down in the second set to defeat Beatriz Haddad Maia from Brazil in a first-time encounter, 6-2, 7-5, and she will line up against the number 2 seed, Ekaterina Alexandrova from Russia, who also received an opening round bye.